Assalamu'alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning to everyone. My name is Muhamad Dicky Safriansyah. I am from the Faculty of Economy in University of Gunadarma, and this is one of my personal data, and I will talking about the conditional sentence. What is conditional sentence? A conditional sentence is a sentence that expresses a condition. A condition is something that can only happen if something else occurs. A conditional sentence contains an independent clause and a dependent clause that almost always begins with if. The conditional sentence only have four types: the zero conditional, the first conditional, the second conditional, and the third conditional. The formulation for each conditional sentence. The, the conditional zero, if plus simple present, and then present simple. The first conditional is for if plus present simple and then future simple. The second conditional, if plus past simple and then would do. Third conditional, if plus past perfect and then would have. Conditional zero, a fact that something that always true formulation if plus present simple and then present simple. Example: if you heat ice, it melts. If demand for a product rise, its price rise too. For your information, the zero conditional is also possible to use when instead of if, because it is not a real conditional sentence. For example, when a demand for a product rise, its price rise too. The first conditional, a present or future situation of high probability formulation. If plus present simple and then future simple will do. Always using will do. For your information, this probability is about the probability of the action in the if clause, not the other clause, the consequence clause. For example, I see her quite often. If I see her tomorrow, I will speak to her. For this, they are always late. And then changing to the first conditional is I will not let them in if they are late again. And this sentence is there can be some change, and we can change it to the first conditional is if anything change we will let you know. In the second conditional, the formulation is if plus past simple and then would do. The probability is about the probability of the action in the if clause, not the other clause, consequence clause. 1. A present or future probability situation of low probability. Example, I don't often her tomorrow, and then we can change it. If I saw her tomorrow, I would speak to her. And then I don't think anything will change, and we can change it to the second conditional is if anything change we would let you know. Zero probability, the same. For example, I don't have any time with this week. When we change it is if I had some time I would tidy up my office. And then I am not a lawyer. And then we can change it. If I were if I were a lawyer, I wouldn't take on this case. For the information, the correct form of the verb to be used in second conditional is were for all pronouns. In some case, was is acceptable, but it is better to keep it, it to word for ensure you are always correct. The third conditional. A past situation is a too late and zero probability. Formulation if plus past perfect had done having had done with you and then would have done. Example, I didn't see her yesterday. And we change it to the third conditional is if I had seen her, I would have spoken to her. And then the second example is they weren't late last night. I wouldn't have let them in if they had been late. The third is nothing changed after you left. You can change it if anything had changed, we would let we would have let you know. The special case in conditional sentence. One is use would for politeness. Example: if you follow me, please, I'll show you your room. And for the politeness, if you would follow me, I'll show you your room. The second is imperative and the request in the first conditional. Example: if you see John, please give him this book. Could you give John this book, please, if you see him? If you aren't busy, may I see you for a minute? And then using of use of may, might, and could. This can be used in the consequence clause to reduce the certainty of the action in that clause. In the end, for the conditional sentence in a special case again, the con the conditional the first conditional to compare. Compare the first conditional. If I see her tomorrow, I will speak to her. There is no doubt that I will speak to her. Then, if I see her tomorrow, I might, might, and could speak to her. There is some doubt that I will speak to her even if I see her. Compare the conditionals too. If they were late again, I would not let them in. It is sure that I will not let them in. If they were late again, I might not let them in. It is possible that I will not let them in. The third conditional compare is if I had some time last week, I would have tidied, tidied up my office. It is sure that I would have tidied it up. If I had some time last week, I might or could have tidied up my office. It is possible that I would have tidied it up. And then for special case for conditional sentence, for your information, this use may only a conditional sentence. First conditional sentence might and could can be used in all three real conditionals. Note number seconds, avoid using should instead of will or would in a conditional sentence. Example, if they knew his name, I should. You can using should and avoid it, and I would say hello to him. And this some quiz for you uh, for for training and for reminding after this. Number one, We will use one clause from conditional sentence. The answer is false because we use a minimum of two clauses for from or form conditional sentence. And then quiz number 2. I will visit your hometown. And then we have three options. Option A is if I come to Bhutan, and B if I will come to Bhutan, and C if I came to Bhutan. And the correct answer is A, if I come to Bhutan. That why that this is sentence it express one conditional sentence. Express the type 1 conditional sentence to express hope in the future. And then the last question is he blah 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 if I had not reminded him. And then the have the option A is may forget, B should forget, and C might have forgotten. And the answer is correct answer is the C, might have forgotten, because might have forgotten is a third conditional that have had and plus verb T signify a conditional type 3. So it starts with have plus 5 verb T. Thank you for your time and attention in this for my presentation. Thank you. Uh, thank you. Thank you very much. And then Assalamu'alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning and thank you for all. Goodbye.